Time to go through the shed, see if I can build something useful. What we got? Chair with no legs, bicycle missing the front wheel, garbage can, a couple of tires, an old basketball hoop, and a burned out arcade. Should be able to make something out of all this. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. Today we're going back to the beginning of the Transformers line with the 1984 released figure. This is the Autobot construction engineer, Huffer. Huffer would also be available in 1985. He would be discontinued in 1986. And while we would not get a replacement for him, the toy would be remolded into pipes. Of course, Huffer's function is as a construction engineer, which leaves a lot of people to wonder why they would want him in the Autobots. Well, as being an construction engineer, he can help build fortifications and other structures that the Autobots would need. The IDW More Than Meets the Eye guides also lists that Huffer is somewhat capable of building various contraptions that they might need out of what would presumably be useless scrap. And given the fact that, especially in the early parts of the cartoon, when the Autobots had no real access to resources from Cybertron, somebody like Huffer on the team made the most sense. They were going to need somebody that could help build them things that they could use with whatever they could find on Earth. Of course, we'll take a closer look here at Huffer. It's a little hard to see the robot head, given how the headpiece here is designed, so we'll get him up close so you can get a decent look at it. Unfortunately, like many of the other Transformer toys of his size, his articulation is limited only to the arms. His arms can rotate, and they do rotate all the way around, though they do brush up pretty close to the headpiece here, so you'll have to watch out for that. And of course, as you can also see, Huffer's arms are made with a chrome covering, so it does wear out through play wear. Now, of course, transform Huffer, it's pretty simple, but you want to be very careful with it due to the way the mechanism is here on his head. You'll basically pop the head back and fold the truck part down, and then fold it backwards, gently over these two posts here on his back. Fold it over and connect like so. Then you're going to fold the arms back so the stacks are pointing upwards. Then push them inward at the shoulders. And then you'll take his legs and push them up flush with his body. And there you have it. Huffer is a miniature truck cab of an indeterminate model. But of course, he was always meant to be sort of more of a toy style, as he's part of the Micro Man line. He even has the M logo here on the side of his on the doors here. It doesn't look too bad. Discount the fact that it's going more for super deformed and cutesy. It's reasonable. And of course, before any of you ask, in reference to the one episode in the Transformers cartoon, no, Huffer cannot take along the trailer for Optimus, as the toy was not designed for that. as this toy was made in Japan years before the toy that would become Optimus was made. There is no way to physically allow that to happen. It just doesn't work. Now, how well does Huffer roll here? Fairly well. It's not perfect. He rolls okay on this smooth surface, but plastic wheels just really don't grip. A lot of it is the stiffness of the ones here on the shoulders. Let's pop them out a little bit and see if we get it, see if it's any better. That's a little better. As you might expect, since Huffer is a mini vehicle type transformer, he does not have any loose accessories. The only thing that I again would urge caution with is take care of the headpiece, as it can be broken off rather easily. I know I did that several times as a child, so definitely want to be careful with that. Since he has no loose parts to look at, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look here at his card backer. This would be the 1985 variant of the card backer. Unfortunately, mine's missing a corner here, but otherwise the stuff we need for this review are intact. It's still reasonably intact here on the front, which is a surprise considering how many of them I've had where the front is almost useless. Go around here to the back side, and you can see we have the 1985 mural that heavily featured the Dinobots. And we got the instructions beneath it for how to transform Huffer into the truck. And at the bottom we have the barcode, and we have his robot points. Huffer was worth half a point. Then we'll rotate it sideways so we can take a look at the tech spec. It's done up in red up top to signify he's an Autobot, and even says Autobot, and it has a nice picture of him, which is the same picture as on the front of the card. It gives his name as Huffer and lists his function as construction engineer. His motto is, "Molecular structure is the key to success." Huffer is cynical, hard-boiled, and pessimistic. He looks at the world through sludge-covered windshields. Will complain it can't be built, then builds it anyway. Not too sociable, but absolutely reliable. Arm sensors can test materials for strength, heat resistance, elasticity, etc. Extremely strong. Superior mathematical and geometrical abilities. Often unhappy and homesick for Cybertron. So this was definitely one of the better written tech spec bios from the 1984 line, as it really gives a lot of character depth for Huffer here. You have somebody on the good guy's side that's a pessimist, but absolutely reliable when you need him to do certain tasks. And also the added bit that he is homesick for Cybertron. That definitely helps paint that these characters were more than mere robots. They were actually sentient beings capable of feelings. And now, we'll lay the decoder here over the grid and take a look at his vitals. It gives his strength as 7. Seems a little low for somebody that they claim is extremely strong. His intelligence is 8. His speed is 5. His endurance is 7. His rank is 6. His courage is 8. His firepower is 1. And his skill is 9. So he's obviously packing a weak pistol, but obviously Huffer is not somebody to be taken lightly. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Huffer? Huffer, I do believe, is one of those rare exceptions for a small toy like this to definitely be amongst the top tier of the toys. I mean, he has no accessories, and of course, play value isn't as good as what most people would want, but I do like how the character has been presented with the way the tech spec bio is written. You get a lot of character depth on those few sentences than what you normally get on quite a few of the others that were released in that same year. As far as he goes for a toy, he's not bad. He certainly could be better. He holds up a little bit better in the years in regards to how the arms can stay positioned, unlike some of the others like Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, whose arms give out after multiple playings. I've yet to see a similar example like that out of Huffer. So he's got that much going for him as well. Unfortunately, he's also a little fragile, but a lot of the mini vehicles were dangerously fragile. But I also believe that since he's got a unique function that does serve well within the Transformer universe, and did make a lot of sense that they needed somebody like that on their team, I do think that Huffer is one of the more misunderstood, but certainly necessary figures to have on the Autobot team. So we're definitely going to go with a top tier on this one. And that concludes my review of the Generation 1 Autobot Construction Engineer Huffer. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up for us here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below so you can join up within our ranks. And ring the bell so you'll be notified of when future videos get loaded onto YouTube. Please also consider sharing your thoughts about Huffer in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.